The survey database contains all survey-related data and is managed in the Survey tab of the Civil 3D toolspace as we have discussed in the past. From data collected in the field or manually entered, it is placed in the survey database. Depending on the survey user settings, this data may also be simultaneously inserted into the current Civil 3D drawing or may be subsequently inserted into any Civil 3D drawing. Let's go ahead and talk about the survey user settings. To open the survey user settings, you can access them in the tool space from this icon right here in the Survey tab. So the survey user settings have many different options that help you deal with survey information. Before we discuss some of these settings, I just want to point out that if you'd like to work with the settings involved with this data set, you can first export out your current settings so that when you're done with this course, you can then import them again with this command right here. To import the survey user settings, they are located in the dataset under Civil 3D Projects, Learning AutoCAD Civil 3D Infinite Skills, the Survey folder. And here is a file called Infinite Skills Survey User Settings.user_set. So as I mentioned before, these settings contain default options when you work with survey data. You can define survey database defaults, where you want your equipment database to be located, as well as any kind of line work or figure defaults. Note, if you would like to work with the figure prefix database, where your default figure prefix database is located, as well as how the Civil 3D survey functionality will interact graphically with the drawing that you are in. There are many other settings in here that you can control survey information as it is used in Civil 3D. The survey database also stores settings that pertain to the survey project, such as the project's coordinate zone, distance unit, angle unit, and direction type. The coordinate zones use the same coordinate system as Civil 3D and Map 3D. Note that you can define two different coordinate systems, one in the drawing as well as one in the survey database. This functionality is actually very cool should you require a transformation from one coordinate system into another coordinate system. However, if you do not want any kind of transformation to occur, make sure that the coordinate zone defined in the drawing settings is the same as defined in the survey database. So to access any survey database, right-click on it and select Open for Edit. This survey database is a conventional survey database. This should be contained in your Dataset folder when you set your working folder for the survey databases to Civil 3D Projects as discussed in prior videos. To access any of the survey database settings that are unique to every survey database, simply right-click on the survey database and go to Edit Survey Database Settings. Note, you can also export and import survey database settings as well, so you can easily import the same settings if you use them on a consistent basis. As I mentioned before, the units for the coordinate zone are defined in the survey database, as well as any of the precision, measurement types, error tolerances, extended properties, and whether or not you would like to toggle on change reporting. By toggling this on, any changes you make to the survey database will be logged, and you can basically see what changes have been made based on the user. The survey database contains all the functionality to interact with your drawing. To access any of the tools to insert data from a survey database into your drawing, simply right-click on it and insert into drawing depending on the node or collection that you are accessing. For instance, this is a conventional survey. I want to bring in the entire network as well as all the figures and points into this drawing. I can simply select the import event, which we will discuss later on in a different video chapter, and simply drag it into my file. It will automatically drag the network, the figures, all the points, and everything based on figure prefix database, point styles, and figure styles. These will all be discussed later on. As I zoom in, you will notice that all the figures can also use line types. These are 3D figures. In regular AutoCAD, 3D polylines cannot display a line type. So right there, that's a really great functionality. Depending on the collection that you navigate to, you'll be able to see the different properties or settings that you can change within that collection. Also, there will be visual cues as to tell you what different types of points are in this collection. So these are control points. These are directions, and you can see the icons are a little bit different as well. Also, when I highlight the setups collection, I can then right-click on one of these setups and go to Edit Observations and you will notice that the panorama window appears with that station's setup, backsite, and all the different turned angles and locations that were picked up in the field. When I select any of these, they will automatically highlight in the drawing, telling me where I am. So this is pretty powerful functionality. You can make edits and the survey database will update as well as the drawing automatically. This concludes this video on an overview of the survey database functionality.